didn't tell them that this was a believing congregation. We were young, we were immature at the time, okay? We've grown since then, let's put it that way. And so we told them it was a Reformed rabbi who was doing our service. And so he says, Jesus of Nazareth, and yes, my uncle, my father's brother, who said, now that's a really Reformed rabbi. So anyway, this is where it all began for us. We did know nothing about the Messianic community. In fact, while both my wife and I are Jewish, we really didn't know how to express a faith in Messiah Yeshua with our Jewish heritage until we found Beth Simcha. And we found Beth Simcha. Kim actually found it, and the story behind that's completely miraculous also. We can tell that later, so we don't have a lot of time. But anyway, when we came, Randy and Elaine invested in us with a love that was so genuine. A love of people, a love of Mashiach, and even though they knew we'd be leaving soon, we were here for the military, they still took the time to share their lives with us. And the congregation as well. Some of whom are still around, I think. But it's an incredible thing. We started in ministry. Now, it's amazing how God uses things and people. Right after we left Beth Simcha, actually, while we were still there, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me share this with you. Kim and I were baptized into the faith at Beth Simcha.
All right.
A week before our wedding. So it's just, we feel like we've come home. So we want to share that with you and let you know how appreciative we are for this opportunity to share with you. We went back to Maryland, and within 3 months we were serving in a Messianic congregation in Maryland. And that really was the beginning of our walk, and it stemmed from right here. So, as much as we say, "Udavar Adonai mi Yerushalayim," and the word of the Lord will go forth out of Jerusalem, we sort of feel like we have been shluchim, emissaries out of Beth Simcha, and it started right there. Kim and I came on the staff of Chosen People Ministries in 2006. We've been raising our support ever since. Rabbi Randy is right. We do have a congregation in Northern Virginia, but our support comes not from the congregation. Our support comes from Chosen People Ministries. So we do have to raise that. We started at Kehillat Sar Shalom, which is the congregation of the Prince of Peace. We started there in 2005, and became the rabbi there in 2007. So it will be 7 years next month. That's an interesting number, 7 years.
Yes.
Numbers actually play a lot in our relationship with Beth Simcha. Because we left Beth Simcha in 1995 to go back after my tour of duty was finished. 12 years later, 12 is a significant number in the Bible. 12 years later, it's a symbol of we came back here. And
Was it Simchat Torah?
It was Simchat Torah, and it was a great time. And that was so that was 1995 to 2007. It's now 7 years later, and we're back again. So I think that the next holy number we have is 3. So I think 3 years from now we'll be back again.
Or 3 days.
But anyway, through Chosen People Ministries, I became the Washington D.C. branch director for Chosen People Ministries, coordinating all the ministry effects in the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. And in 2011, I was told that I had been made the Washington, D.C. branch director. The communication somehow broke down, and I didn't know for a little over a year. But that's okay. Kim and I both have this incredible passion to share the gospel with the Jewish people in all the world. And again, I have to tell you that it's because of the initial love that Randy and Elaine sowed into us that is now bearing fruit. And we're so grateful. As a result of our love for the Jewish people and the desire to see the Jewish people evangelized throughout the world, we traveled to Cuba. in 2010 to teach the pastorate there of the underground church how to relate to the Jewish community there. We can't be everywhere, so we have to train people how to do it. And then we went to Israel just 2.5 or 3 weeks ago now on a mission trip. It wasn't a tour. A church that we had spoken in several years prior called us and said, we want to go to Israel. I said, we can do that. They said, no, you don't understand. We want to work. We want to serve. We want to love the Jewish people. And so we coordinated that, and that seems to be a burgeoning ministry for us now. We have another ministry trip that we're planning for August, and then another one for next spring. Not tours, guys. This is people with a heart and a desire and a love for Israel and the Jewish people who want to go and serve in the land. That's what we're doing, and it's an incredible thing. On a personal level, when we came here 19 years ago, we knew nothing. I am now in the Chosen People Ministry Seminary program, which is called the Charles E. Feinberg Seminary. It results in a Master of Divinity program in Messianic Jewish Studies. I am just a few languages away from finishing that. I was in the very first class in 2007 when we started the program. And I've seen many people come into the program and graduate before me, but you know what? God has His timing, and I'm just plugging away, and it will be when it is. Kim also is currently working on her second Bachelor of Science in Ministry Leadership with a concentration in women's ministry at Moody Bible College through distance learning. And it's been a blessing for us both. We're both learning and growing, and God is doing amazing and wonderful things. We have 5 grown children. Aaron, let's start with the girls because they are oldest. We have Holly, Bethany, Aaron, Michael, and Mark. We have 4 beautiful grandsons. Benjamin, Noah, Jacob, and Caleb. Yep. And God is a God of order. He has ordered all of these steps from the numbers that brought us here 12 years later, then 7 years later, to the fact that the name of this congregation is Beth Simcha, the House of Joy, and that's what we do. We go around, we minister in music and we minister in word, bringing joy to those who need it. Because after all, that's what the gospel is about. That's what the good news is. The lame shall walk, the deaf shall hear, the blind shall see, and the mourning shall be turned into dancing. One final thought. We're grateful for our beginnings here at Beth Simcha. This is our spiritual foundation for our lives, for our ministries. And if you have a desire to support us as shlichim, as emissaries, there are brochures on the back. Be careful, there's actually 2 different versions of this. One is for a gentleman, a friend of ours named Peter. The other ones are for us. It tells you all about our ministry, our history, where we're going, and there's the opportunity to support as well. They're sitting down on the back counter if you're interested. And if you do take one, just so you know, on the inside is a beautiful color picture of my wife and myself. That's our gift to you for coming today. Thank you so much for allowing us some time, Reverend Andy, and we appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you again very soon.